Hello, Star Wars fans. Hey, there's just 71 days until Christmas 2021, and we've got a ton of news to talk about today. And I first wanted to start by welcoming Sekmara to and I hope I said that at least close to right, to our Blizzard Battalion members. And for our channel members, we have regular giveaways, and we do a monthly members only Zoom call. We did that yesterday. We had a great time, and we had a drawing for Hondo Onaka there, and we have a winner for that. Reached out and contacted him yesterday, and also for our Black Series figure with Jackson. So those are given away, and so we'll be doing that again next month for our channel members. If you can support us, that's fantastic. So as I mentioned, we have a ton of things to talk about today. I do want to get started and bring Meg in. And hello again, my friend.
Hello, Santa. Hello, everyone in the chat.
And Meg was part of our Zoom meeting yesterday, and we had so much fun. Those calls are just a blast, and it was quite entertaining.
It was a lot of fun. We got to see Santa without a beard, and I
Yes.
described him in a very phallic way. We got to see Santa in the army, Santa as a
Yes.
French waiter, Santa as... I don't remember what the other one was, but
I was high school. You saw my high school senior portrait, yeah.
yes, exactly. And they all looked like different people. But the lowdown is Santa should keep the beard.
That's that really at the end of the day. That's the takeaway. And now forevermore, Meg has that photographic what do you call it? Evidence that she can use against me. Santa without the beard. So I've got to keep on her nice side, or she can release that to her community, and that would be far worse than what I did. Right?
Because there were only like 5 of us, so the secret's safe with me.
Yeah, and what was funny is I put it behind one of those spoiler tags, so you had to click on it to see it. And I wonder how many people can't resist clicking on the spoiler tag to see what it is that they don't want to see. And
100% of people.
I think so too.
If you ever tell people not to do something, they're going to be tempted to at least check out what it is.
That's exactly right. It's the wet paint sign. They touch it. Is it really wet? Oh, yep.
I think Nikki knows all about that.
Oh no! Don't.
Touching something to make sure it's wet.
Oh, and it starts. Hey, let me. I do want to make one call out here because we have learned at the end of these live streams, when I hit the go out an outro video, it comes back for another few seconds at the end, and we've been trying to not say something at the end that would be embarrassing or or bad. So I have noticed my friend Mike Porter has a Twitter account, and on a regular basis, he posts really bad dad jokes. So
I
what
saw
I am,
that. I think you retweeted it once. I
yes,
thought it was brilliant. I almost said to myself,
almost. So what I'm going to do, if you stay till after the live stream ends, I will read Mike Porter's dad joke of the day, and that's what you get to hang out for. So, oh, it'll be fun. Oh, so hey, I've had a good week. Have you had a good week this week?
I've had a very good week, thank you. It's
Very
been
good.
good. It's been, the weather's been a bit weird, but I had some good food this week. I was a bit more experimental in the kitchen.
Uh-huh.
I thought I would, try some new things. I never cook Mexican food, but I decided to try a new fajita recipe. I don't know
Ooh.
why I'm telling you this, has nothing to do with Star Wars, but you asked me about my week and I'm telling you.
Well, and I sort of led you into. Have you had a chance to try the Mio Energy yet?
No, but that looks like pee.
I couldn't help myself.
That's
Oh, it
brilliant.
was so good. So we do have a lot of topics to talk about, and of course, at the title there, it says "Breakfast at Kennedy's,"
We
and
have to show
Meg,
the clip.
exactly. We have to
We
show the
have to show
clip.
the clip. I
We
basically yesterday when I did my Daisy Ridley video, I was gonna put in this little meme that I created. It took me
yeah,
like 5 minutes, but because as a lot of you know, sometimes I include little memes or jokes. This is one that did not make the final cut, and the reason I didn't put it in is because I know a lot of people obviously were quite sensitive about the topic of the sequels. I didn't want to stir the pot, but you're going to see it right now on
that's right.
Santa's stream.
And this is actual footage of Kathleen Kennedy and
I
Daisy
can't stop
Ridley
laughing. I'm sorry.
having breakfast. Meg was able to secretly get the video, and then she sent it to me. So it's breaking here. Actual footage of. We gotta play this. Oh my goodness!
I couldn't help myself.
There you go.
I think you have to put the volume on. It didn't have any
It
sound.
didn't have any sound. Oh no. Let's see. How do I get the sound to come in if it wasn't there? Hold on. I don't actually know how to do that. It was still.
Because it's the sound that makes it.
It really is. And let me see if I can change my audio output here. If it will. If you guys will be able to hear it.
You see, Nikki's saying that Ray with her stank face. So there were so many tempting Ray pictures because there are some really hilarious stills from the sequel trilogy. But I thought, why not go for a really bored-looking Ray and let the comedy speak for itself? And I just chose generic Kathleen Kennedy.
Let's see here. I think if I do this, let's see. Go to my downloads. I think this is it. Here we go. Let's try this. We're going to try again. Oh, here we go. Oh, where is it? Video. Video. Oh, it's not going to work. It's
You
not
keep
going to.
bouncing me around like a ping pong ball, Nikki.
It's not going to work. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll share it on Discord in a later today. How about that?
I think that's an awesome idea.
So I'll turn on now the ambient music that we have in the background. Meg's Cantina. The link is in the description here. You can get the Hoth ambient music here, or quite a few others. I think the last one, if I'm not wrong, that you had to do with like Sith, right?
Yes, it's like a Halloween spooky vibes throne room scene with Palpatine's theme played really slowly.
There you go. Vanessa, how do I schedule a virtual Santa visit? I will have more information on that next week. We're having a bit of a kickoff next Thursday, and then I will have the information to share with you all. So it'll be great. And Lord Vito, Meg's voice makes me keep thinking she's an AI. Well, there are rumors. There's
The weird thing is you can hear me breathe, and
AIs normally
you can
don't.
hear me laugh. I'm not an AI.
Oh my
That
goodness.
reminds me of the joke. My grandfather was a GI and he was in the RAF. Okay, fine, he was a giraffe. It's a really silly joke, but
And it's especially good if you live in the UK where the RAF is a
indeed.
thing, right?
Lord Vito has just become Ronnie.
Yeah.
He's always saying I'm a robot.
Oh, so fun.
It
So
reminds me of that SpongeBob episode where SpongeBob and Squidward think that Mr. Krabs is a robot.
oh yeah. So let's drag ourselves back.
Yes, let's talk about Star Wars.
Kathleen Kennedy and Daisy Ridley. So Daisy did this interview. You did a great job covering the story earlier this week. But in that little paragraph, at the very end, she said that she had breakfast with Kathleen Kennedy the other day. And so it's like, well, why would they be having breakfast? Like they're just best pals and they do that every so often?
There's got to be a reason.
or
It's not
there's
just because they had breakfast together. Kathleen Kennedy's a busy person.
Right.
Like, she's one of those, like, on a serious note, she's one of those people where, like, everything is scheduled. Especially if you're the president of Lucasfilm and you've got, you know,
Right.
higher up business to deal with, then, yeah, no, it wasn't just for breakfast. She was probably, like, in the early stages of negotiating, like, we're thinking about doing this, this, and this.
I agree with you. I'm 100%. I think, and there's been rumors for quite some time about John and Daisy coming back to reprise their roles in post sequel era in some format. Well, that's speculation, but reprise their roles. So it could be in some animated work, it could be for some video game work, it could be any number of things. But there's been a lot of I guess leaks of John and Daisy both having some discussions with Lucasfilm, and I think this is just more in that that smoke category, right? You kind of see the smoke signals going up. Eventually, we'll get to the root of it and find out what that or those projects are, right?
Absolutely, and you know, from things I've heard and from things that Den of Nerds has reported on, it really does seem like eventually we are going to get more sequels content, because we hear a lot about people who didn't like the sequels, but at the end of the day, they did make Lucasfilm a lot of money, especially The Force Awakens, and The Last Jedi. And I do think that eventually they will bring those stories back. I don't think it's a thing of like, oh, well, the fans hate it, we'll just put it aside. As idealistic as that is for a lot of people, that's not the reality of what they're going to do.
I agree.
You will see more Rey in the future.
I hope so. I'm really optimistic. You know, I love the sequels. I love Rey's character, and I want more. I want more of her backstory, more of what happens with the whole group of them afterwards, right? Like Rey and Finn, of course, but also Poe and Rose and the rest. So I'm interested in that post sequel era, and I think it could be a fascinating time period where maybe the cartels come up and are trying to take control of different segments of the vacuum that's left from the First Order and the New Republic being destroyed. So I think there's a lot of story that could be told there, and we could see more of the characters developed, so that some of the criticisms with these characters are kind of muted a little.
Yeah. I think you worded that really well.
That's a really good... I want more, but I know I shouldn't.
I was going to make that joke, but then Santa was just making some really poignant points, so I didn't want to interrupt him.
So
Lord Vito's giving me more Skittles in the chat.
He is.
I just pictured Kathleen Kennedy robots face with Meg's voice telling me the new Star Wars will be good. I don't even sound like Kathleen Kennedy.
No, not even close. Kathleen's not British, first of all.
No, that's one giveaway.
We can just start there. I think you're shorter than she is too.
I'm way shorter than she is.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
I look like an Ewok compared to her.
Don't say that, Meg.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We don't need...
Sorry, any Ewoks in the chat.
I'm trying to protect you. Like these Meg Ewok things that people can do with Photoshop. One particular person that we both know very well is quite adept at Photoshop, and we can see a Meg Ewok with no problem. So just...
You know, I was at the Odeon, which is, you know, the cinema chain here in the UK, and in Waterloo there's like this massive one called the BFI, and I was there in 2019, and I saw Nippet, the baby Ewok from Return of the Jedi, and they were auctioning it off that same week.
Yeah, well, there's
and
more
it's
proof.
For like 27 grand, but I got to see baby Nippet in person, and I thought that's really cool.
That is cool.
She's a very cute character. I've got the Funko.
And Will Morgan, by the way, I have to mention Will, Meta Egg, his YouTube channel. He and I he's been working on a video around the Bad Batch and Omega, and I've seen the early cut of it. It is really good. So I'm just waiting for Will to publish it. So hit me up. Let me know when that's happening, and I will make sure to promote it, Will. Kathleen and Daisy were visiting, and planning things out, and said, "But hold on a second, we've got a problem."
Oh no!
There's this union strike vote planned for Monday, so it's a big deal. It's going to hit anything that uses union members as part of the set. So from gaffers, audio, lighting, anybody that works on a set, they all belong to this union. And if they go on strike, then it doesn't matter if you got writers and you've got actors and you've got directors, you have nobody to run your cameras or your lights or your sound or anything else. So it will effectively shut down Hollywood and productions here in the U.S. Well, this morning, Variety posted this article that the UK crew are prepared to stop work if a strike goes ahead. And that's a pretty big deal, I think, for Disney, Lucasfilm specifically, and Marvel as well, as they have, Lucasfilm for a long time natively shoots in the UK.
Yeah.
And by them saying that they're going to join with the U.S. in sitting out, then that really puts all of that at risk.
And I think even Sheev mentioned in the chat that it will actually affect post-production because editors are also going to strike. I wouldn't imagine that's going to affect Andor or Obi-Wan Kenobi, especially if they're, planning to show us something next month. I would imagine it's pretty much wrapped up. But it will definitely affect The Mandalorian and shows after that. But yeah. I think we're safe for Book of Boba, Andor, Kenobi, and The Bad Batch.
So the question Green Lantern asks, what exactly are they striking about? It has to do with their work conditions, their pay as well, but they work extremely long days, many times. It's not that way with every studio, and I heard this talked about before, but this broad brush is being painted across all the studios. It's not necessarily every studio, not necessarily every production, but some productions, some production companies are notorious for working people 12, 16, 18-hour days without breaks. They're eating while they're working. They're just pushing through to get these things done in short order, and it makes it where they just their working conditions, their home life, their families are being neglected because of how much they work. So the strike is mostly about saying, hey, give us like some reasonable work conditions. Let us go to lunch and take a break from time to time, and it wouldn't hurt to maybe get a little bit more pay. So that's kind of what they're striking about.
Kind of sounds like you're in charge, Santa.
Oh no! Don't now. There you go.
Elves get very little pay, overworked. The reason you sympathize so much with Disney is because you're basically Disney, just with less money and more beard.
Well, and we're all thankful for that, right? We have photos to prove the beard is a good thing. That's
exactly. I can't repeat what I said, but a few people in the chat were there, and I think someone worded it correctly that Santa looks a bit phallic. Have you ever looked at like the top of a hot dog? You know what? I'll stay out of
it. They're called dimples.
Nipples?
No. No. Oh my goodness. So there's this article here about the UK, and then there is this Murphy's Multiverse article that I heard a lot of folks talking about yesterday, and it's clearly labeled a rumor. Right, this is a rumor. The Mandalorian, Secret Invasion, many other are due to shut down for 90 days due to the strike. So they're prepared for it. It sounds to me like Lucasfilm and Marvel, Disney, many others are prepared for the strike to happen, and they have kind of scheduled a 90-day shutdown, right? Sheev, if you're crying now, you missed it yesterday. What, like, we were, who was it on the stream yesterday? We were entirely laying her out. Like, she couldn't cope. Whitney.
He means with laughter, by the way, not literally.
Yeah. Meg broke Whitney many times, many times. But here we have Aquaman. So the Warner Brothers, The Last of Us, Mandalorian, Secret Invasion, all of these, and this is again Murphy's Multiverse is reporting it as a rumor, but to me it sounds like at least some of the studios are braced to kind of play the a little bit hard on the negotiations, right? And I would expect that because of it, then it makes the strike on Monday all but certain. Right?
Yeah. Looks like the Mandalorian's going to be pushed back even more. Do you think there's like a conspiracy that we'll never get the Mandalorian again?
No. No, I don't.
I'm just stirring the pot.
I know you are, and I know where that pot is heated.
Sorry, you should look at what Mark Hamilton just sent us, and you should share it on the screen. It's not dirty. It's absolutely hilarious. He put my face on an Ewok.
Okay.
On Wicket.
Okay.
And it works.
I told you. I told you it would work. Let's see. Let me move it over here. There you go.
It's very zoomed in.
Let me zoom out a little more.
I look really pissed at the world. It's like coming here, taking over my Endor. Maybe I need to strike with all 5 of me.
Now, see, I told you you shouldn't have said. You shouldn't have said you look like an Ewok. Now you do look like an Ewok. We've got evidence. No, so yeah, I don't think there's any truth to some sort of conspiracy that the Mandalorian season 3 is not going to happen. If there's still some arguments with Pedro or anything like that.
People are saying Megwok. That just sounds like a stir fry.
It does.
Would you like a Megwok?
They'll have to work on that. I have to work on what that. Yeah, Sheev saved me from work. Yeah, Sheev was going to try to do it, but yeah, Mark nailed it. Mark, you had to put that as your profile pic, or put it into one of your videos someday. You know, when appropriate, like something comes up with Ewoks, you just have to kind of put it as the Easter egg, like in.
I actually agree with you. In fact, I'll make that a thing. If I ever mention Ewoks or Ewoks are in the news or whatever, I will put that picture in my video.
That's fantastic.
Emeg.
Oh.
That's like someone said Emeg. That's kind of like when someone called me Smegsma because I said I sounded like Captain Phasma, but I said that sounds like an STI. It's like, oh, she has a really bad case of Smegsma.
Oh,
sounds gross.
Oh, it's hilarious. Okay, so we have other news, lots of it. Obi-Wan Kenobi. So earlier in the week, there was this article from Rolling Stone that hit pretty big. And then lots of speculation we've had about who Kumail could be potentially playing in Obi-Wan Kenobi. And this article had tons of great little hints in it, some contextual things, and it led to Jason Ward and I were talking about it the other day, and we were making you crazy because we were kind of going off the wrong side of the cliff. But it begs the question: who could Kumail be playing? And hey, we've got a couple of new channel members. Good, thank you so much. And I think Mike Porter, thank you so much. He said, let me see if I can get it to highlight, if it'll come up here. Yeah, here it is. 4 months of membership. We're incredible. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Mike.
Those are my fake robot hands.
Very, very fleshy fake robot hands.
Speaking of fleshy, Daryl the Derelict says, I look like somebody tried to give me the yub nub and I utinied. I mean, I can't disagree because there's nothing factually incorrect, but you can't prove it either.
You can't. No, you can't prove it. Let's see. We did have somebody else join, and YouTube's not cooperating with me here to be able to pull it up. I wanted to highlight. We have another channel member and Blizzard Battalion member. Let's see if I refresh it, if it'll come back up. Let's try again. Nope, it's not gonna let me do it. So anyway, you guys, thanks for your support. We really do appreciate it. And Meg and I have become really good friends. We have a lot of fun doing this show. So the chat, your interaction is a ton of fun. You guys get it, and we were talking before the stream started how much the community has a great sense of humor and how much we enjoy interacting with you guys. So Kumail, you did a video earlier this week, and you have a theory about who he might potentially be playing.
Did you just call me Kumail?
No.
Oh, you're talking about Kumail. You started your sentence like Kumail. I was like, oh.
No.
But yes, I think he's playing Asharad Het, because what I've heard is that has been in the plans pretty much since Deborah Chow pitched her show to Lucasfilm and Disney. And it was, you can look it up, by the way, there's entire articles written about how they wanted to draw upon those comics where Obi-Wan Kenobi has this adversary on Tatooine. Neither of each other knows who the other one is, because Obi-Wan is surprised that Asharad survived Order 66, and Asharad is amazed that Qui-Gon's apprentice is still alive. But, other people have come up with theories that it's Kitster, Anakin's friend from The Phantom Menace, all grown up. Some people have said it's, who is the other guy? Quinlan Voss. And I was saying to Santa before the stream, he looks very much like he could play a live-action Hunter from The Bad Batch. I don't know if that's the route they'll go, but if you really look at, his physique and the way they've built him up or got him to train, I think he would make a really good Hunter in live action.
I agree with you. And if for folks who aren't that deep into Star Wars lore and understanding things outside of what you've seen in movies or these shows, Asharad Het is maybe better known as Darth Krayt. So he becomes Darth Krayt, and they're Mark.
Which could tie into Grand Admiral Thrawn as well.
It could, and the Grist. No, not the Grist. The
Yuuzhan Vong.
Right. It could pull in some of that as well. So very interesting what they could do with his character if they were to bring him in. Asharad Het. He makes his way on Tatooine as a Tusken Raider. He
does. He adopts the culture.
Right. And he kind of hides. He as a Tusken Raider. It's his how he's able to stay kind of away from eyes. But at that point, he does meet with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and the timeline fits. Everything would fit for him to be that. And if they wanted to bring him in, the Kenobi show would be perfect for doing it.
Absolutely. There's no other show.
Yeah.
Because we know that Het had some interactions with Aunt Beru, and he tried to terrorize Aunt Beru and young Luke. I forget her name, the lady who's playing Beru. She also played her in Attack of the Clones and Revenge.
Right.
If anyone remembers her name.
Yeah, somebody will
Peace. Her last name is Peace.
know. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, she's yeah, both of them, right? Aunt and uncle are cast. We've already seen that, but I would love to see it. I think it would get a lot of the Star Wars sweaties kind of excited.
Bonnie Peace.
Yeah, there you go. The people who are really upset about a lot of the material being labeled legends, you bring another character in that is part of that legacy, and maybe the story is told slightly differently. I think if they ever were to adopt Heir to the Empire into the story, and it seems that they are, it would have to be slightly different. There's different development of the universe since those stories were written, so they have to kind of do that, kind of work around those problems. But you could end up with a very close telling of Darth Krait's story. And interesting part, just for some of you, you've watched The Mandalorian season 2. You saw that Krayt dragon at the beginning. Darth Krayt dragon. Oh, there's a connection. It's not accidental. So
I love Santa's passion to make very obvious connections. You see this cup contains liquid. You put it in your body. Hydration.
Hydration. And
do you see the connection?
And if the liquid has caffeine in it, it's even better, right?
I can't believe you drink caffeinated water. The whole idea of caffeinated drinks is that they're tasty. Whether it's like something mild like hot chocolate or something a bit stronger like a latte or any coffee. But caffeinated water, it's like, how dull is your life?
It's not dull. It's very tasty. It's quite flavorful. It's got pineapple and strawberry. It's like it's delicious.
So it's not water then, is it?
It is water, but it's got flavor and caffeine. Lots of caffeine. The way that.
But isn't that every drink? I could say Coca-Cola is water, just with added.
There you go.
Skittles.
Tea is water that's been brewed with tea leaves, right? Coffee, same thing. But yeah, this is Mio Energy. I love it. And anyhow,
it just goes back to the whole everything is a thing argument.
Yes, yes, it is. I love the idea that it could be Hunter as well. That he could be playing Hunter Kumail.
Yeah, and it goes well with what he said, because he's like, I'm playing a version of something you haven't seen before, something like that. Sorry, a new version of something you've seen before, which technically the Bad Batch were.
Yeah, and then live action is a different version of something you've seen before. You've seen animated,
true.
But you haven't seen live action.
I would love it to be Hunter.
I think it would be fantastic. Mark, I'm trying to get sponsorship. You know, if I could just get there you go. Wait, I just need some Mio Energy sponsorship, and I could advertise. You have to have Mio in your Mega
Mio
Mart.
just sounds like cat food. You should get them to sponsor you, Santa. This video is brought to you by Mio.
Mio Energy. There you go. If you need to keep your elves working day and night feverishly to have those toys ready for Christmas, you need Mio Energy right there. Right there. I think it's more likely that he's going to be Asherad. And next Tuesday, if we could get everybody together, I've reached out to some content creators who cover lore in some detail. If I can get some folks on, and I already have reached out to a couple other folks, and hopefully we can get Meg and we can get a couple other folks in, and we can talk about who is this guy and how would you bring his story into the Mandoverse versus what it was in lore, right? Like we have the story that's already out there in Legends. How could it be brought in? How much change would it be? Would it be putting off? So one of the concerns, just for example, like a lot of people keep bringing up Mara Jade. Well, to bring Mara Jade in would cause all kinds of problems now because the other stories have already been told. So if you were to bring
You
her
know
in,
what, though? They've given themselves like a large gap between The Mandalorian and The Force Awakens. So you can absolutely have Mara Jade. I don't see that as a problem. In fact, I see it as an asset. Because, I think it was the Goldman who was saying on his channel that they will explain why Luke ended up so depressed on an island. And I would love it to be more than just Ben Solo turned to the dark side. I want it to be like Mara Jade died, like she did, by the way, in Legends.
right?
And that really damaged him. And he lost another girlfriend. I can't remember what her name was. She had blonde hair. So I would love for Luke to have some kind of romance going on. It might help to kind of explain more of how he ended up alone and depressed. And I think fans who are apprehensive about The Last Jedi, well, Force Awakens really, and how Luke is isolated on an island, I think that might make people think twice. And like, okay, well, this makes sense now. They've added some context. Even if it's not your favorite trilogy.
Yeah, I agree with you. I wholeheartedly agree with you, right? It's just like if they do her, are you still going to have Jason and Jaina, right? And Jason and Jaina grow up, and then coming back to Darth
But
Krayt,
this is
right?
Lucasfilm under Disney. They just pick and choose.
That's right. So that's my only point is they may have to change some pieces from what Legends is to be able to fit it into the story now, and that's what we'd like to explore Tuesday. So, so next Tuesday, not to go too deep into the well today, we may explore that in more detail and kind of see how those pieces might fit together. We kind of had a discussion about our favorite blue guy, Grand Admiral Thrawn, a couple weeks ago, a month ago or so, and I would like to do that with Darth Krayt because I do think that that's most likely how it's going to happen. And Josh Lucas at Den of Nerds, he's been kind of playing this angle of a different type of Jedi than we've seen before. He would fit that bill.
Yeah.
So there we have it. Let's go on. There's another bit of news, and let's get here. Let's go this way first. And it ties into
Lucius Malfoy.
Great character, and great actor. Great actor, by the way. So Jason Isaacs, a fan of his work. He is lips are sealed when it comes to Lucasfilm. I thought it was hilarious his quote about he couldn't even acknowledge the existence of Lucasfilm as an entity, right?
It just gives everything away.
His NDAs are so tight he can't even acknowledge. And of course, he's exaggerating just a little bit. But
He should have just worn a T-shirt that says "I'm in a Star Wars project," because he hasn't been in Star Wars for 6 years now.
right. Well,
What did Lucasfilm, or rather, what did Kathleen Kennedy do to this poor man? And one of his orifices for him to be this salty about Lucasfilm if he's not signed on for a project.
Yeah. Well, like you and I, we could talk about Lucasfilm all we want. We could speculate about who's playing what or what the storyline might be. We don't have NDAs. So, Jason Isaacs can't say anything about it. Why? Well, because he has an NDA. Well, if you have an NDA, that means you're doing something.
You know what you do
might
in
you
that
be
case? You do what Liam Neeson did, because Jimmy Kimmel was like, "Oh, are you involved in this Obi-Wan project?" He's just like, "No, I haven't heard anything about it," and you move on. Like, if you're that concerned about not saying anything, why say that you can't say anything?
Yeah, there it is right there. Right. Why, like you said, he might as well just wear a t-shirt that says, I have an NDA with Lucasfilm. Guess what I'm doing, right? Like, it's not hard to connect the dots there. And it would be natural for him to come in and play the Grand Inquisitor. And you again, you did a great video on this topic because timeline wise it works out, right? Because
It does.
we know
It's
what
4 years
happens to
before
them
Rebels.
that's right, we know what happens to them during Rebels. Well, this is before Rebels, so no problem.
Exactly. And it also makes me wonder, like, does Dave Filoni have an active role in writing Obi-Wan Kenobi? He may not
Right.
have had, a directing role or a producer role. I mean, he would because he's executive creative something or another. But I wonder if he actively was part of this project. I don't mean like, Kathleen Kennedy's executive producer of everything. I mean like he was there, he gave ideas, he tried to incorporate different plot ideas and characters. I'd be curious to see how they would do Grand Inquisitor without him, quite frankly, because he's a Filoni character.
Well, and we know, like, he voiced him, but the physical resemblance is close enough that he could
It's very
easily
close.
play the role, and he is an established actor, so you don't have the deal saying like, well, he's a voice actor. No, he is a voice actor, and he's a legit movie star. Like, this guy can cover all the bases. So he's got the NDA. He's a legit movie star. Grand Inquisitor. I think I think
Yeah, for sure.
that we could connect these dots really, really easily, and I'm excited. And LRM posted that some speculation about an Inquisitor, some additional Inquisitor content. Or no, it wasn't LRM. It was oh, there was
Star Wars
another.
Newsnet.
No, there was another source that kind of speculated about a whole series of just Inquisitors. An Inquisitor series might be in the
I
works.
think that's massively clickbait.
Yeah, that's it.
Because
Hashtag,
I've seen so many of these articles, and I don't even address them in videos.
right.
They just seem completely ridiculous.
Well, Mark got it. It's a hashtag show. The hashtag show reported it, but to that degree, you do have the Grand Inquisitor. You've got like I think we can all but confirm the Grand Inquisitor involvement, and we've had rumors of other Inquisitors. So
And just to
fine.
address what someone said, isn't he dead? Well, this is before Star Wars Rebels. The Kenobi series is 4 or 5 years before Rebels. So
Yeah.
he'd still be alive.
He would.
And I wonder if they're going to do something with Kanan.
Well, funny you mentioned that. It seems to me I heard somebody say something about Kanan in a video just recently. And that might have been Star Wars Newsnet. I
That's
think it
Mrs.
was.
Claus.
Actually, that's spam call. Spam call. Mrs. Claus just walked past a little bit ago, and we were very quiet. Didn't let her. We didn't give away. But yeah, I think Star Wars Newsnet. I was listening to their podcast from earlier in the week, and they were speculating that Kanan Jarrus, like all the pieces are there. Why not?
I agree with Nikki. I really don't want Freddie to do it.
Well, that was the other part. Right?
He's given himself quite a bad reputation in the fan community.
Yeah, because he kind of.
He voices him, but he doesn't even look like him.
Well, and so there's a good contrast, right? So you get Jason Isaacs. He resembles the character. He voice acted the character, and he's a legit movie star. Freddy, voice actor, doesn't really resemble the actor in or the character. And is he known for, as a legit movie star?
No.
Oh no.
But I've only seen one thing with Freddy, and that was the Friends episode where he played the nanny.
Oh.
And Ross was really upset at Rachel because, I don't know, he was like overly sensitive or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just laughing at what Nikki said. She said, Kanan is so hot, Freddy looks like a used cigarette.
Well, first of all, we should address the elephant in the room. Like, Meg and Nikki have a thing, like they just do, and we learned there's an actual term. We were talking about it yesterday. What's the opposite of bromance? What's a womance? And,
I can't say what I said in the Zoom.
No,
but let's go
don't.
with what you said.
Yeah, somebody called me out for abbreviating it in Discord. Even like, Samantha, you left some stuff out. Well, I certainly did.
A womance. A woman's. It's just woman with CE at the end.
Right.
And Kathleen Kennedy is a woman with CEO at the end.
But you and Nikki have a relationship that's quite special.
RF Gaming. Santa is jumping the gun.
Well, they've got a very special relationship. Let's just say that. She's here to start YouTube dating rumors. Well, we don't want to cause any kind of conflict with Meg's actual relationship.
Oh, my real life well, to be fair, my real life relationship, it's, yeah. But what I was going to say is, hang on, I'm trying to find a comment that caught my attention. Oh yeah, Nikki, absolutely loves the sequels. She's a massive Kathleen Kennedy fan. She was just telling me yesterday how much she absolutely adores the sequels. She was petitioning on change.org for episode 10 to come out next year.
Much
she
like
can't
you
wait.
Much like you and the yellow lightsabers.
Oh, absolutely.
She has the same passion for the sequels that you do for yellow lightsabers.
If I was a man, I would be hard for a yellow lightsaber. If I was Nikki, then I would want a lightsaber, and I would want episode 10. You combine the two, you have a beautiful womance.
Oh no.
You know what's so funny? I got a notification on my phone just now of a video called "The Sequel Trilogy is Here to Stay."
Oh.
And both me and Nikki know who that's by. I don't wanna.
Okay. Let's shift gears, shall we? Santa says desperately. So a friend of mine, Darth Lunga, G.A. Lungaro, he is an author. He created a comic book, Isadora in Chains, and issue 2 is coming out, and they crowdfund it and all of that. He wrote this article, and I was watching his live stream yesterday. It was very short, and he mentioned this little bit of news that was in Meg's video today. So if you haven't caught her video today, we're going to kind of cover those bases, but shame on you. You should always watch Meg's video before you start your day. Or if you're in the UK, you catch it before you end your day. But here we had this tweet come out from Michael Sigling, and it was about this new, it's kind of wrapped in this marketing push they have called Bring Home the Bounty. Bring Home the Bounty. Every Tuesday, they're coming out with some new merch. And
I read that campaign completely wrong. It's the same with Bosk's Bounty, the channel.
Yeah?
I read it as Bosk's Booty.
Of course you did.
And I obviously thought I was going to get more than whatever. I like his channel.
I do like
I just expected something else.
Anyhow, they have lots of they have lots of merchandise, and there's some great stuff on here. And every Tuesday they're releasing a new wave of merchandise, and then on Wednesday you can order it. So On Tuesday, you kind of get a preview. Wednesday, you can order it, and you can see stuff in here. Like got a scout trooper on a bike and all kinds of stuff. Well, this little guy down here caught Lunga's attention, and if you closed in on it, like we have here, and you close in on it here. Let me get back over. I clicked when I shouldn't have. It's got this interesting logo on the corner.
You clicked when you shouldn't have done. If I had a penny.
If you had a... Hey, Man on the Moon, welcome to the Blizzard Battalion. Thank you so much for joining. We've got this Skywalker Academy t-shirt. And on the t-shirt, there's a logo down in the corner. You can see that logo when you kind of take a close look at it. And I'll go back to Lunga's article because he did a real good job here of highlighting this piece in yellow, right? So you kind of got a lightsaber going up here in the middle, SW for Star Wars, and then you've got this yellow bit. Well, that yellow bit is the same exact shape as Ahsoka's face markings, right? So
you know what I noticed? You know the green bit, the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Are you also very, 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 very worried that they're going to make Kylo Ren kill Ahsoka?
No.
Look at it.
Nope.
It's like going right down her head.
I see it. But I actually think that this is the hilt down here, and the saber's going up, and this is just a flare, like a lens flare kind of thing. I think like the light flare. But
the more I'm thinking about it, why do I feel like that's what they're gonna do?
I don't think so. However, how cool we have heard lots of rumors of a Luke Skywalker show, like a live action Luke Skywalker show of some sort, right? Well, Skywalker's Academy, and quite clearly Ahsoka's facial tattoo right there kind of combines the two. How cool would it be to get a series, maybe following the Ahsoka series, of Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka training up Jedi? And there's been lots of speculation of Luke training Grogu. Perhaps it's Ahsoka training Grogu and under Luke's Skywalker Academy. There's all kinds of possibilities.
Yeah. As I said in my video, I think that is the route they're going to go down. I think Grogu is going to interact more with Ahsoka than what we saw, even though she sent them both to Tython with Din Djarin. And it's such a wasted opportunity if Ahsoka doesn't meet Luke, the son of her master, and for Luke, it's the former apprentice of his father. So I also want to see the moments when she finds out that Vader died, but Anakin was redeemed.
Oh,
I want her to know that. I want Luke to tell her.
That would be fantastic.
And you know, another thing, by the way, related to this is when Grogu learns to talk, or when Grogu starts to talk, I wonder what he's going to know about the Clone Wars era, and if he's going to say he knew Anakin Skywalker or he saw Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, I think that's the possibilities are just so huge. And I saw a good question here. Could this just be an Ahsoka logo? So you've got Ahsoka's facial markings there, and a white lightsaber. Again, this being the hilt, and that being the blade.
Well, you know what else? The blade in the middle could be the lightsaber, and you know how she's got like a short shoto, like the small. Yeah. That's what that could be.
It could represent the two lightsabers crossed. So that absolutely could be an Ahsoka logo, which in that case I desperately need it.
And by the way, I agree with everyone saying Kylo could not kill Ahsoka. I would boycott the entire franchise if that happened. But no, he couldn't. He's not strong enough. But I'm saying that is something they would do.
Well, okay.
And
I'm
sequel fans like Santa over here would be like, "Woo!"
No, I wouldn't be like, woo! I would not be. I can't wait to come over to London and meet you. It's gonna be fun. Look, I think that very possibly could be an Ahsoka logo that they're starting to develop, and we'll start to see it show up. And here you've got Skywalker Academy with the Ahsoka logo. I love it.
Yeah, I think it's really cool.
And the possibilities, look, there's a moneymaker. Live action Luke Skywalker, his academy, with Ahsoka and Grogu. Like, print the money. Like,
pretty much.
And especially if they do it right. And you know, I think that we have the right people in the right place. Dave is doing a great job, and Kathleen putting him in the position that he is in. All of the live action stuff to me looks fantastic, and I'm super excited for it. I'm a little concerned on how things could get delayed due to the strike and how long that might last. But
yeah, but we have amazing content that is not affected coming out before that.
Yes.
So it's kind of like we'll deal with it when we get there, you know, when we cross that bridge. Because, you know, we've got the Book of Boba Fett this December, we've got the Andor series, got Kenobi, Bad Batch. I wouldn't worry.
No, I'm
but
not overly
as Ducky said, with the cross bit next to the hilt, that looks like Kylo Ren's lightsaber. It does look like the flare from the poster with Luke. I think that was like one of the early New Hope posters.
From A New Hope.
Yes.
He's standing there. Thor Skywalker uses that as his logo, but he puts Thor's hammer on there. He's standing and Leia's reclined in front of him, and he's got the blade up, and it's got that flare at the top. That's exactly right.
I've got another theory. What if it's Grogu's lightsaber? We don't know what that's going to look like yet.
We don't. We could only hope that it's yellow. Please be yellow.
It will be yellow. I'm pretty sure it's going to be yellow.
I can't help but troll you because it's fun.
Me too.
It's just
troll you, not myself. I mean.
Oh, I know. We're friends, and that's what we do.
Mickey, that's a different shade of yellow. This is not piss yellow. What was in Santa's cup is piss yellow.
It's all gone.
I can still see the remnants.
Oh my goodness. I do want to mention the PulseCon that's coming up. We do have next Friday, so 1 week from today, PulseCon. Last year, they released the HasLab Razor Crest. By the way, did you get yourself a HasLab Razor Crest?
Is that a toy?
Yeah.
I'm joking. No, I didn't. But it looks like you've got your finger on the pulse.
Yeah. So this big event, October 22nd, 23rd, there'll be new merchandise, new products released, and it'll cross all of their brands. So Star Wars, Marvel, Transformers, Power Rangers. They've got the whole bit there. And
where are the Teletubbies?
They're gone. But we have Fortnite, and Fortnite is huge. Oh my goodness. So word on the street is that the Star Wars merch is going to be released Friday. So be prepared. Get your credit card bills all paid up, and to buy all of the merch that you need next Friday.
I don't know how Knights of Melvin haven't made a video about you yet.
They don't know about me.
I'm just waiting for Star Wars Santa as a Disney shill.
It's coming. But I'm way too small. Nobody knows.
I think you
Nobody.
should highlight Mark Hamilton's comment.
Okay. No, no, I'm not going to highlight it. Shame on you. I'm not going to highlight that. All right.
It was
I'll
50-50
highlight.
if you were going to take the bait on that one.
It was close. I reached and I was like, wait, I saw what it says. No. Uh, oh my goodness. Still no blurks. So if you missed it yesterday, I was able to spend some time talking with with my friend Tim. Most people know Boss Bounty. He's got one of the best YouTube channels for reviewing vintage collection toys. We had a great discussion, and yeah, still likely no blurks. I'm
I think I know what a blurg is, but it's a bit of a blurg. Sorry.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
I like
So
blurgs. I like them in the Bad Batch as well as the Mandalorian.
yes,
They were in
it,
the within Rebels or Clone Wars.
yes, yes, they are, and there's a scene in Rebels where they're riding them, and they're being chased by a people carrier, and they turn around and they go back towards it, riding the blurs, and then there's uh, and they're in the Ewok adventure movies. So if you haven't watched those, you gotta go back and
I was
watch
in
those.
those, Santa. I play a certain character called. I couldn't think that
You
fast.
were
I was going
you
to think
were
of like an Ewok version of my name.
you weren't born yet.
No, I wasn't. I was born the same year as the special editions of the originals.
Yeah, yeah, the travesty of the special editions. Yeah. Uh, no, no, there's no chance that the Knights of Melvin are going to know who I am.
I
Uh,
think they might.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Should I send them your videos? Because on his Discord server, he's got this thing that's like videos to share.
Oh, well, no, he doesn't need to know about me. I get called a shill all the time. I got called a shill in your comment section earlier this week.
Oh, I'm sorry. Which video was it?
Uh, oh, I can't remember. It was oh, the one about the topic here, breakfast at Kennedy's, where you're talking about
Oh,
Daisy and
yesterday.
Kathleen. Yeah,
You could have
and
just said yesterday. People who
uh,
say this week, they usually mean a few days before. That's like it being Sunday and be like when you're going to see, your friend, well, next week, and it's actually tomorrow. So technically you're right, but it's like you could have just said tomorrow.
it was yesterday. Yeah, yeah. I got called a shill in your comment section. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. I get called a shill all the time. It's what it happens. I wish that I was a shill. I would take the money. But actually, I like the character. So
It's beginning to look a lot like clickbait.
oh my goodness. So Meg, as usual, I've had a blast sharing with you. What have we missed? Have we covered all the bases?
We covered pretty much everything. We didn't speak about Carl Weathers
Oh,
and the
we should do
Mandalorian.
that. We should. Although his filming is going to be cut short. He started. Carl Weathers tweeted, right? He tweeted. I think it was a tweet that he was starting filming on The Mandalorian season 3, like Wednesday. So 2 days ago, this week, he tweeted that he was beginning filming the following day, and so he's had an entire like 2 days of filming before they shut down filming on Monday. Uh, but the question is he playing Greef Karga or is he directing or both?
Probably a bit of both. We
Yeah,
won't know until it comes out, but he did say he was filming a few months ago. Sorry, like directing a few months ago, and
yeah,
he said that when production starts, that's he's going to be in front of and behind the camera,
yeah.
just like season 2. And I was really impressed by chapter 12, I think it was, that he directed.
I thought he did a great job. I enjoyed it a lot, and Kayla watched it just the other day, and she thought it was mostly boring, but she did like Grogu doing the roller coaster thing on the, you know.
Oh, when he vomits.
Yes.
I like the Snoke scene.
Yes, the Snoke's in a vat. Star Wars theology. Good, the first time seeing you here. Thank you for stopping in.
That's
Yeah,
a
he said,
very original name.
I love it.
There's a
I
lot of
love it.
theology to Star Wars, I think.
I think there is too, and maybe someday we'll dive into it. I try to keep theology, my theology out of the primary discussion, but it would be a great topic someday. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that wraps it up. You guys, uh, Monday we'll be back with Jason Ward to talk about the theme of the Last Jedi. Last week we talked about, or this past Monday we talked about the Force Awakens. We'll talk about the Last Jedi this coming Monday, and then Tuesday we're hoping to deep dive into Darth Krayt. And uh, for folks who aren't familiar with the lore around his character, thinking that the probability of him showing up in Kenobi is high. Again, that's speculation on our part, but I think the clues are there to lead us to at least explore the character and find out more about him and how he might fit into Kenobi. And then Friday, we know Friday is PulseCon, so there'll be other things that come along. If you guys would please, yeah, do share this video out. Meg and I have a ton of fun doing this, and we hope that we provide some entertainment for you guys as well. We enjoy reading the chat. You guys are fantastic. So, Meg, any parting words? Anything to
No,
add?
just thank you for having me on. Subscribe to Santa's channel
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
share this video out there.
All right. Thank you so much. And until next time, my friends, may the force be with you. A Merry Christmas. Bye-bye. Your Mike Porter dad joke. What temperament's better for a tabletop? To be level-headed.